to start this with Dave Chappelle. And let's look, everybody's wanting to hear from you, and people have been turning to you. But do I have right? You don't necessarily have a problem with him and his comedy. Your problem is really with Netflix putting it out.
Yeah, I mean, look, as a longtime fan of Dave Chappelle, I'm certainly disappointed.
Yeah.
Just because it's...
Tell him, girl, tell him.
Not
The
just
LGBT community, we going after your black ass, Chappelle. You want to make your little transphobic, homophobic statements. Nigga, you as a black man, you should understand the plight that the LGBTQ community go through. No, nigga, but no. You just want to add salt to the wound. Well, we got something for your ass. We finna cancel this nigga. We finna cancel this nigga. Is there somebody at the door for you? Hold on. I'm gonna get the dough. I'm gonna get Jaja. I'm finna get the dough. I think it's the moderator. Tell that nigga he can wait. I'm watching my content right now. Shit.
No,
Fucking.
my feelings aren't hurt.
So this is how you two are gonna perform a video. As the moderator, I'm gonna need you two to not over talk each other. Make sure that you stay on topic on the subject matter that we are discussing in regards to what's been going on with Dave Chappelle and the LGBTQ community, and let him have his stance and you have your stance.
Nigga, hold the fuck up. Where is your motherfucking mask though? Where's your motherfucking mask? How are you gonna be moderated, but I have to worry that you might have coronavirus? Did you even get the vaccine? Nigga, did you even get the motherfucking vaccine?
I did not get the vaccine. However, I did test for negative. If there's any solemn to your concern, I wouldn't be so irresponsible and inconsiderate. So just chill. I'm not going to be here sitting with you and conversing with you about this. I just want to make sure that we set some ground rules. That's it. That's all. Real simple.
How the fuck you gonna think you can set some grand rules when you can't even follow one of the most fundamental things that's going on in this world today? Talk about some what kind of motherfucking moderator are you that you can't even do something as put a mask on or get your vaccine? See, we already have enough homophobia going on, but now we have too many motherfuckers who refuse, all these little anti-vaxxers. Y'all Nation of Islam loving, y'all cis heterosexual black men, you niggas, y'all just be doing the most. Y'all do the most for no reason. Y'all be doing the most.
Look, sir, ma'am, whatever you identify as, I'm not going to have a back and forth with you about this. I just wanted to let that be known, and I'm going to move on and let Raheem Flowers, I'll let you guys have this dialogue. But other than moderating, I'm not gonna say a word unless it gets taken too far. Hopefully I don't have to say anything, intervene, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. So I'll let you have your take, and yeah.
That's right. Bring that little cis black man YouTube on. Bring that nigga on. Ooh, I can't wait. I'm finna go in on his ass. I done seen the shit that you said about black. Oh, I can't wait. I'm about Just like Chappelle, I'm about to go in on this motherfucker too.
I am here. Try to do the whole All Might thing from My Hero Academia, but point is, I'm here now. Hello to the moderator and hello to you, sir. But yeah, let's get the show on the roll. Let's get straight to it.
Hold up, nigga. You have a whole lot of motherfucking stuff. First of all, you don't have your mask on. Secondly, how you just gonna announce it? This is not your motherfucking YouTube video, your little plain ass YouTube video where you sit here talking about black women and doing your little video collages. Nah, motherfucker. We talking about a dead serious subject about the LGBT community. It's just as serious as when black people had to go through with Jim Crow. You have some motherfucking nerve announcing yourself like that. You arrogant, cis, black man. Probably a homophobe too. Anyways, so I'm finna go in on David Chappelle for saying the shit he done said about the trans woman. The shit that he done said about homosexuals and all this sensitivity going on. No, it's just the motherfuckers that's be overstepping their boundaries. This nigga, Chappelle, he went on this long ass diatribe, long ass rant about our sensitivity. He talking about how we be using our Twitter fingers. But instead, he not trying to find ways for us to come in unison. So why would we even entertain that shit? And shout out to Miss Moore for making such a beautiful masterpiece like Dead White People, calling out them cis, racist, homophobic motherfuckers. Shout out to, that's a real woman right there. See, y'all want to use slurs like tranny, but anyways, let me digress from that. See, Chappelle, he took it upon himself to have his lame ass stand-up that nobody was laughing at except for these little homophobes and these little dick riders. What business does Chappelle have making those comments and making that statement and thinking that his black ass shouldn't be canceled? See, you would have thought as a black man, he would have understood that the level of plight that goes on. Why the fuck should we not cancel him? Tell me why. Explain to me. Explain to me, nigga.
Wow, that was quite a lengthy statement that you made right there that I'm gonna have to break down one by one.
Lengthy, nigga. I was speaking my mind. I was saying how I feel. As a gay black man, you would have thought you would have understood that. I would have thought you as a black man would understand that, but you cis heterosexual men don't understand shit. You think it's all about you. You think you the only ones that have motherfucking problems in this world, though.
Hey, what did I just say? No over talking. Didn't I just say that? Neither of you are gonna overtalk each other. Raheem had a point to make, and you overspoke. Do that again, and we're gonna shut this operation down. Plain and simple.
Okay. I'm sorry. I did speak out of turn. I'm sorry, my baby. I won't do it again.
As I was saying, though, Chappelle, I watched the entire stand-up of the closer, and Chappelle even said that the woman who was a transvestite was a longtime friend of his, I believe 25-year friend of his. And he also stated how he had much more respect for homosexuals back in the day. I believe he said back in the 80s, when they were more tough-skinned and not thin-skinned in this day and age that we see today because of the whole political correctness. And you have to also take into account that Chappelle, he even said how he was even jealous of the union that the homosexuals that y'all tend to have. So I don't understand where this whole notion of Chappelle should be canceled and making these homophobic, transphobic statements when he had a relatively lengthy monologue of him shouting out and speaking positively and constructively about his transvestite trans friend. And on a unrelated note, no, I don't have my mask and I didn't get the vaccine. I just decided to test if I was positive or negative, and I was negative. If there's any consolation to all this, not gonna have a back and forth about the boogeyman known as COVID-19. The COVID-19 is the new white supremacy. Let's just keep it real. Because, not to get too much off topic, I find it so funny how they don't speak about racism the way they do, even though they try to infuse. But yeah, understand this. I'm not going to sit here and entertain this whole COVID-19 stuff because now it's just becoming a blatant distraction on the world and what we got going on. We can't move forward if everybody got to be stuck in the crib. But yeah, back to Chappelle. I can get to that on another day. Back to Chappelle. Look, the man wasn't out here calling y'all faggots. The man wasn't sitting here talking about how being a homosexual is wrong, and he was out here making it a mission to clown y'all for simply being homosexuals. He spoke about the sensitivity that goes on, not just in that LDBZ community world, but just in society at large. But see, you homosexuals want to have this louder voice. You want to be heard so bad. And if we're, frankly speaking, you want to impose your will and your own value system on everybody else in the world. But then you want to live within the hypocrisy and the double standard that everybody should be accepting of your lifestyle, of your preference, of what you're attracted to, which is of the same gender. But you can't accept the fact that other people have their own preferences, their own attractions, their own desires. You have to put that in their face about having this pride parade, the March Madness, having somebody be a representative of you LDBZ community. See, this is why nobody will take y'all seriously. This is why you get lumped in the same category as feminism. You get lumped in the same category as these liberals, and typically, specifically, and especially these white liberals. This is why you get put in the same box when it comes to being a detrimental, counterproductive factor when it comes to black people, and especially so-called black men. So I'm gonna let that be that and see what you gotta say. Let's see what your retort's gonna be. There go them cis black men overgeneralizing again. There go them cis black men trying to make everything about them and trying to make everything just about race and not recognizing that there's problems when it comes to sexual orientation. And who are you to just make a presumptuous statement about somebody's gender? First of all, nigga. Secondly, we do understand that there are people in the LGBT community, not LDBZ, thinking you slick, making your little anime references, thinking you cute. I peep that. You think you cute, you think you slick. Boy, I'm about to go in on your ass. See, you don't want to speak about people like James Baldwin. Y'all forget, you forgot about Paul Mooney. Yeah, that's Chappelle's, that was his boy right there. That was his buddy. That was one of his
one of his best casts he had on the Chappelle show. Y'all forgetting that Paul Mooney? He was bad. Y'all forgetting that though. Y'all also forgetting that James Baldwin, he was out there standing up for black people as a homosexual. Y'all forgetting that. Y'all also forgetting about Bayard Rustin. Yeah, but we in the LGBT community ain't do shit, right? We ain't do nothing for the plight of black people, right? You homophobic, hypocritical, cis black man. I'm getting sick of y'all niggas because you not even saying nothing. You not even saying nothing that has any basis on it. You ain't saying nothing that has empirical facts on it. So I'm gonna fact check you. I'm going to present you with truth that I just did. Why don't you take your ass to Saudi Arabia with them homophobic remarks? Why don't you just do what Idi Amin did and try to kill motherfuckers just for being gay down there in Uganda? I don't know. See, what business did you or Chappelle have for saying the shit that you unsaid? As if you know what it's like to be and to be a homosexual black man is like the worst thing because you get it from all ends of the spectrum. You don't just get it from one end, you get it from all ends. But you wouldn't get that, would you? See, your problem is with the black woman. That's why you be making the videos you be making about black women. That's why you be saying things. You want to say that it's Jewish. You want to take that little Jewish angle. You a Hitler-ass nigga. That's what you are. You a Farrakhan-ass nigga. That's what I'm going to call your black ass. You a Farrakhan-ass, Hitler-ass nigga. You probably think Hitler a good man too, just like Farrakhan. You just like the minister.
Wow. Talk about deflecting, because I didn't ask what did homosexuals do to contribute to the so-called black community. I didn't say that there wasn't any that didn't. And second of all, you were having your mask on and off, and you concerned about me and the moderator. Anywho, look. You went in on these long diatribes about us so-called cis heterosexual black men. You spoke and you said that you're going to fact check me. Your words. You said you're going to fact check me. And you said that I had nothing empirical to go off of, right? Well, when you're done having your moments, when you're done having your moment, I need you to do me this solid favor. Go look up that mental illness. Go look up some documentations pertaining to mental illness within the time period of 1974, I want to say, and 1973, about how homosexuality was considered a mental illness. You know, the same way that Italians and Irish and Jews weren't considered whites until the 1940s. You were considered something else until the government put in place what you are and what you're not. Because let me tell you something. When movements like Black Lives Matter could be funded by the likes of George Soros, when you have somebody who is, you have this transvestite, and I'll even say it, this tranny woman or so-called woman who wants to make a series called Dear White People. It has nothing to do with the likes of you, but it has to do with this college campus of black people. Man, we already know that there's an extensive history of Sambos and Sambas, and in the actual sense of the word, cooning that goes on. And as far as my content goes, I don't even talk about black women like that. I've had my own viewers and audience tell me that I don't do it very often. So That's third of all, or fourth of all. See, if you're going to make these statements, which would be considered inflammatory, be able to pull up your receipts. Since you're going to fact check me, pull up your receipts. See, just like a lot of these women out here, you just want to embed your feelings onto a subject instead of getting down to the root cause. See, you don't want to speak about how destructive, detrimental, imposing, counterproductive that talking about homosexuality has become, especially for the so-called black community. You're not getting fucked with because you're a homosexual. That's not the primary reason. It's because you're a black man. You know, I've heard, even from homosexuals themselves, talk about racism that goes on in the LDBZ. And yes, I'm going to continue to say LDBZ community. So why would you talk about white supremacy, but then you ignoring another aspect of what is called white supremacy? Because it doesn't fit your argument and it doesn't fit your feelings? That's what it sounds like to me. You going in saying all these things about how homosexuals have this plight and we should have this high level of empathy, but then you out here crapping on us cis heterosexual black men at every turn. You couldn't even go 30 seconds without making some sort of remark, some sort of critical remark about heterosexual black men. You could have talked about how much you've been struggling. See, you could have talked about the plight that goes on with homosexuals. You could have talked to, if there's a plight that goes on and there's all this struggle and brutality and obscenity, you could have talked about what goes down in Saudi Arabia, what goes down in Iran, what goes down in Russia. I'll give you credit for bringing up Idi Amin. I'll give you credit for that. But you could have been, if you were really concerned about the plight of homosexuality, you know what you wouldn't do? You wouldn't go after so-called black men like me. You would go after a lot of these Arabian or just these Muslims all across the board. You would go after the Islamic community. You wouldn't go after so-called black men, and especially at the magnitude that you do it at. You wouldn't, but you don't, see, you know that they're not going to go for that. It's easy. It's convenient. It's safe. Just like these feminists out here. They'll talk about sexism. They'll talk about how there's all this male patriarchal oppression. But guess what they're not doing? They're not going against people who actually believe and uphold those beliefs. So while you go in on your incoherent diatribe, why don't you think for a second? But instead, thinking and usual actual facts would not align with your narrative about how homosexuals have it so bad. If they have it so bad, especially here in the West, and more especially in the States, why is it that March Madness gets to go on annually? If women have it so bad, why is it that Amber Rose is allowed to do these slut walks? If women have it so bad, why is it that they're the ones who usually win court cases and they're the ones who usually get a large chunk of income when it comes to child support? If the laws was against women and homosexuals like y'all say it is, then why is all these things occurring? Why is it that you have men out here who constantly vent? Why is it that you have brothers like Mediocre Tutorial Reviews? He shouldn't exist. The man, even though I have my critiques of the manosphere, they shouldn't exist. A lot of brothers shouldn't exist. My channel shouldn't exist. A lot of cats, the Red Pills channels shouldn't exist. If us cis heterosexual black men, as you say, then why is it that there's so much venting, so much frustration, and these little funny remarks that women and I'm sure you homosexuals do it as well, talk about how instead of black men going to therapy, y'all just do these podcasts and YouTube and content creation or self-proclaimed. See, I'm not going to go for that. But I bet you wouldn't be able to refute what I just said when I brought up that homosexuality was considered a mental illness. You're not going to mention that. You're not going to mention the fact that at every turn, even Obama, you know, the one that the black people like to claim as their president, Obama put homosexuals over black people. And you want to know what his retort was? He was afraid of what you homosexuals would do. He was afraid of the potential backlash if he didn't do it. Because at first, he wasn't for it. And then he backtracked. So, exactly, how are you all a disadvantaged group again? Please remind me. Because it could be proven how black men are at a disadvantage. How are homosexuals at a disadvantage? Please give me irrefutable, concrete evidence, not your anecdotes. Give me solid evidence, empirical data that will have me shut the F up. But it's improbable that you'll do that.
Okay, I'm done. I'm not doing it. And I don't give no fuck what the government say. I know to you conspiracy theorists as heterosexual black men that we here to do population control or depopulate the black community. I already know what your argument is going to be. I already know that y'all like to use that illness. Like y'all think that we sponsor the government or something. Let y'all motherfuckers. I'm done. I'm not dealing with the cis heterosexual. I'm not doing it no more. Y'all can have it. Y'all want that W? You can have it.